Hello, check this out, RugGear, and this is the RG740A, and here's the box that comes with it. Very simple, nothing too complicated. And you can see right here, it has a sleeve around it. Nice little gift box that comes with it as well. Looks really nice overall. Comes with a little user manual right here, so nothing too complicated. Fairly simple. It tells you how to access the SIM cards, and the battery pack is actually built in on this one, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I need to pop out a sticker to make it work. And then it comes with its own little headset right here. And they decided we'll go for a little tip like this. So very simple, nothing too complicated. And then they also have right here, call function right here. So you press this for calling, pause and play. So you can stop your songs or play your songs. It comes with a wall plug itself, so it's 240 volts, which means you can take this internationally. You just need a little adapter for this. Don't need a transformer because it's already a transformer itself. And output is 5 volts, 1 amp. So this, it says 1000 milliamps, which is 1 amp essentially. Lightweight, compact, doesn't take much space on the wall plug, which is important to some. It also comes with a little special key right here. This is for the back of the phone to access your SIM card port. And you can see right here is a micro USB cable for charging. And you also have a choice of a magnetic charger. It's kind of like the MacBook chargers where you just slip onto the side and it'll clip. And the charging port's up here, so these right here, little nodes. It's kind of like almost like, you know, in a sense it's inductive charging pretty much. So once you have it nice in position, obviously you have to make sure it's, you know, positioned well, it doesn't fall off. Because if it falls off, then it won't charge anymore. But fairly easy to set up. Just plug in. You can start charging. Not to worry about, oh, which side of the micro USB cable is correct, because this can be plugged in either direction. Just make sure it's flush. That's all you have to do. If it's flush, snapped in, you're okay. So here's the phone itself, obviously. Backside right here, you have this tool for this. Earlier, when you actually have it on arrival, it's actually already loosened, so you use your finger to pop it open and pop a SIM card in. And all I do is get a SIM card. Like me, I use like a Freedom Pop SIM card on there. And for the screws, you can, you know, twist them like crazy if you want, or you can use your own tools. You use your hand, you can do that as well. So you can see if it's loose already. This part's already up. So this part's popped up as well. Now you have access to it. So see here, there's still a SIM card port over here, 2 SIM cards, and then this should be the micro SD card slot. That's what it looks like to me. And I do see this little picture of it right there as well. The open button, it says open this way, so it's like maybe you slide it out, you open it somehow. Okay, so I guess you slide like this, and then you pull it upwards to open it basically. So you slide it up to open, slide it back to lock it. So you slide it in and out in place, pretty much that's what that means. So it doesn't lift up or anything, just slide it back and forth, that's how you lock it. Camera slot in the back with flash. I'm going to show you the quality of that in a moment. Pop this back on. And then just tighten it back up. I recommend using your thumbnail to tighten it up real quick if you want to, or you can use this tool as well. If you use this tool, just go against it, give it a couple quick twists, and it'll be pretty tight already actually. The backside is got leather-like material, so it's nice and grippy, so the phone itself feels like it's a case itself, so which is nice. Because that's the thing about rugged phones, is that you don't need a case with it, pretty much. But yeah, make sure it's nice and secure, to make sure it's waterproof. So tighten these up a little bit. Don't over tighten because you might damage it. So you see right here, there's buttons on the side right here. This volume rocker. This should be the camera button on the side. And let's see here, any no indication markers. And there should be like a CB phone on here on the side. So microphone right down here. This is rubber material in the corners right here. This is plastic right here. Plastic-like material. Corners up here is also that. This is the power button up here. And underneath this little port right here is actually where you'll find the micro USB charging port and the headphone jack. So it's nice thick waterproof dust cover. It looks like it's like a gasket setup, so it's designed to be like a gasket. And let's say it's your first time turning your phone on, you hold the power button down right here. There's a receiver right here, and let's hold it down here to power up. Now it says IP68, so it's waterproof and dustproof, and then it supports GPS, GLNS, ASS, and then Beidou location navigation. Has a Qualcomm Dragon quad-core 1.2 GHz processor, dual SIM card on standby. It says LTE, so it supports TD-LTE, FD-LTE, TD-LTE, and 3G. That's the magnetic charging port, which is that piece right there. Now keep in mind, you don't pay anything like electronics right there. So here's 3,950 and the H, which is almost 4,000, which is pretty large. Like typical iPhone 5 is like 4,000 or something like that, 1,400 or something like that. So it's pretty good amount of battery life. It says comfortable grain leather design, support NFC, and then customized buttons as well. So alright, so the sticker is peeled off, powering on. It has this built-in screen protector. Also a couple of dust particles in there, but it doesn't really bother me at all. Popping it on, it's just like that, holding the power button up here. And twisting this back to remove the SIM card is pretty easy as well, so you have access to both of those. So let's just wait till it loads up. While it's loading up, notice that the speaker is at the face, facing forward, and the rubberized corners up here, plastic sides right here, buttons right here, multifunctional button. Then you have the camera button, volume up, volume down rocker, and now it's loaded. So it took really, not that long. No SIM card attached because I haven't put one in there yet. But if you see right here, you have access to all the functions. Flashlight, fairly bright, even during daylight, you can still see it. Locational, cast it, you can shoot it across to the television that supports casting. And there's Freedom Pop app uploading. So I have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, emergency call only, airplane mode. This is the fastest way to charge your phone. It turns everything off except what's necessary, but yeah, remember to turn it back on to make calls. Go into settings itself. A couple things that are important is to set the percentage, so you want to go to date and time to also change from 24-hour time clock to the standard 12-hour clock. So I used to use that, so it's up to you really. There's accessibilities. Where's the battery function? It's under, I don't think it's under battery, so you can see here it's battery availability, display, I think the brightness of everything, status bar, show battery percentage. I like that, so I turned it on. And of course, when you start off the phone, you want to get it set up, so we ask you to set up Wi-Fi. You can set up everything as well. I've got Pokemon Go installed for those who like to play Pokemon, because this is like a giant Pokedex after all. So the volume rocker's right here on the side, very easy, very tactile. You hear the little beep, little clickings, loading it through pretty smoothly. Takes a little time. So this is full volume. But it works. This Android version works with it, which is nice. Hold this button down in the bottom left corner. That's how you close apps. So you have a lot of apps running up. You want to do that. You have Unison League as well. So I've had these apps I installed these apps myself, so it's not pre-installed or anything. You need to download them. So you hear the volume of it. Pretty clear. Especially right now, it's not too blaring. It feels like I'm playing the Wii or something. But I like that the speaker is facing me though, which is nice. And that's the nice thing about this. Graphic, you notice it's very smooth. No delay or anything like that in their animation. But for you, it might be a little bit difficult to see depending on the camera recording of this. But let's close this off for now. But you notice if you hold this button down, there's also a clear all, which is really nice. I like that. Task manager, so you have what's taking up your memory, and you free it up real quick. So you can see right here, all the apps are pre-installed except for 2 apps or 2 or 3 I installed myself. You have to go through it yourself to figure out which app you want to keep, which app you don't. But they're all very basic. Functionality is very easy to use. So let's say I'm like, oh, I don't want to use the camera. I want to toss it up there, and I would remove it. So music, I don't want to, get rid of music. And then you pop it back out. If you want music in, just look for it right here. And here's music. You hold this down, and you drag it back in place, just like that. So it's very smooth animation. So even with the screen protector on, it's very, very smooth, which is nice. And if you want access to anything else, you have access up here. So you have right here controlling this portion. Should be the brightness or volume, but you have more control over other functions. So you pull up, nothing pulls up. This slides this way, this slides that way. You notice also the little hotkey bar as well. But you notice it's very smooth. That's what's nice.